Hey guys, this is a guide on how to play Namor in Marvel Rivals. So let's get started. So Namor is a very good anti-dive hero, and he counters characters like Spider-Man, he counters other dive like Black Panther, any melee heroes especially who can't shoot down the squids. And he also has utility in diving himself and doing heavy damage to the tanks. So let's go over his main ability, which is his squids. His E ability, it will summon a monster spawn that can autonomously attack enemies. So you can see it start doing chip damage to the nearest enemy around it. Has auto aim, so it can never miss, and has pretty good range. You can also stick to any surface, right? Place on the wall, place on the floor. You can place it on the ceiling. So yeah, ceiling, and then very good. Don't be afraid to place them a little bit far because they do have good range. The enemy team will always be trying to shoot these down just because they are annoying and are doing damage. So if you're in a team fight, don't just throw them right in front of you like that, because most likely they're gonna go away in like 1 second. So they're gonna be shot down. I just don't throw them randomly. Try to throw them in places where they can have a good view of the enemy and it won't be shot down as easily. So for me, I like to just look up. If there's a high surface nearby, I'll throw it up there. So it's a good view of all the enemies around, and also they might not see it, right? If they're looking forward, they might not see it. They have to look all the way up and shoot. And so basically, instead of shooting at my team, they're gonna be shooting at the squid. So they're gonna be distracted. And even though my squid will go down pretty fast, that distraction is also very good. So yeah, place them up high. Just hide them maybe. Place them in places they won't expect to look at, right? These little corners maybe. Um, that's all the squid is. Very good characters like Spider-Man, Black Panther, just for getting lots of damage numbers and just trickling down the enemy team. Now let's go over his next ability, his left click, his trident. This is a projectile attack, which means it's not hit scan, which means there is a time between when you throw the trident and when it reaches its target. This makes aiming a little bit more difficult because you have to lead your attacks more. It can headshot, right? So you have a body shot, we have a headshot. There is a small drop off at long ranges. Not too noticeable, but it does exist. For example, if I put it on his head here, it's not gonna be a headshot, but if I aim it a little bit high up, it's gonna be a headshot. Left click hits will also reduce the cooldown of aquatic domain, which is the ability to summon squids. So you always want to be hitting his left clicks just to reduce that cooldown. And critical hits will cause your monster spawn to enter a berserk state, increasing the attack speed. So let's look at that. See, that's the normal attack speed. Hit a headshot, that attack speed will increase, right? This headshot will work for all squid. So you can have two out at a time. And here, let me zoom down again. Get the headshot off. Both will have that attack, increased attack speed. So his next ability is right click. It's an AoE trident, right? So if you hit the floor next to him, it's still gonna hit him. It does about the same damage as left click, maybe a little bit more, but it's about the same. And this will direct all your squids to perform an enhanced attack on the nearest hit enemy. Because it is AoE, it can hit multiple enemies. And it will also enter the berserk state, increasing attack speed. So let's look at one squid here, right? I can hit the ground. Look, it's gonna still do that enhanced attack. I can do it with all two squids, right? Boom. Double enhanced attacks. As you can see, it's doing tons of damage. It's a very good ability. So, next ability, let's go over the Blessing of the Deep. The Protective Barrier. This will grant you invincibility. You can move around a little bit, move in all directions, and your sports can heal you while you're in the bubble, which is very nice. So use this to block damage, when you're about to die. It's obviously a great time to use it. You can use the block ults. Nothing can touch you. You can't get stunned or anything while you're in this. And it is pretty instant too. so there's no wind up time for it. Very good. Yep. So use it to, get out if you're low in health. Use it and let your supports heal you while you're in the bubble. Go towards your supports because you do have that slight movement. It's very slow, but it is there. Use it to block ults like Iron Man's ult, any ult, Thing's ult. You can block anything with it. And use it just to prevent damage on yourself. So if you see a Black Panther, he throws his spears out, he's trying to combo you. Use this, get up high, and just don't let him get damage to you, so your supports aren't forced to heal you, because they might heal other people. If you just let yourself take the damage, when you could have just blocked it by going to the bubble first, you might be putting your team in greater jeopardy. You can also use it to get height and get in places like here that are better angles to attack on the team, maybe. So yeah, those are all good use cases of the bubble. Now let's go over his ult. Not further to mention, he does have the ability to hold space to drop slowly, which is very nice, because if you use your bubble up, you can just rain down, get headshots from the top. Uh, Another use case for that. Right, so let's go over his ult. It will summon Giganto to leap atop enemies within range, disabling their mobility abilities. So as you can see here, there's an inner circle and an outer circle. Inner circle is going to do a ton of damage. You can see here. Right, that's so much damage. And it'll also stun them. And the outer circle will do less damage, but it's enough for the backline supports to finish them off after it hits them. So we'll disable their mobility abilities, which is good, so they can't just get out as easily. So like as soon as you left click, whoever's in that bubble will have their mobility ability silenced. Like right then, it'll be silenced. And let's switch to a support like Mantis. As you can see, if they're in the center, it's gonna one-shot them. But if they're in the outside circle, you can put them around that HP, which is one hit away from dying. So it's fine, but you do need to finish them off after you ult. So don't just throw it out and just like run away. You need to finish it off. So as you can see, you can also click Q, and then you have to confirm it. You can also just cancel it. So if you can just see where they are, if they walk away, you can just cancel it. Don't go for tanks with this, because you're almost never gonna hit anyone to the center, because they hear the whale, they're gonna start moving away from that circle, and you're not gonna hit anyone in the center unless you're comboing at someone, or you catch a slow mover, or you catch them walking into the circle. Right, some good ult combos with it are Groot, right, Emma Frost. Just anything that stuns the enemies or traps them all in one place, like Angela. Those are all good ult combos. But usually, I just like to wait till the backline gets a little bit bunched up, and then throw it there, try to take out some key people, key supports, or DPS with it. So, yeah, that's his ult. Let's go over his team up. His team up with Hela grants him basically two abilities. He has a C here. It's very similar to his ult with an inner circle and outer circle. However, it's not the same, where the inner circle does more damage. Or not by a lot, at least. Check it out. So this inner one, this outer one, and you can see only one of them hits at a time. So if in the inner circle, only the inner one will hit. But if the outer, only the outer hit. But if you put them about right there, that means both of them will hit. You put them around the in between. And this will grant them a slow and reduced healing, which are very powerful effects, especially the reduced healing. And he also has the additional ability to where whenever Hela or Namor just assist in the KO, they don't even have to get the final hit, just an assist. A undead squid here will spawn. And this undead squid can get the berserk state like this other squid can, right? So it gets that increased attack speed like every other squid. So that's very cool. Now let's go over his combos. So he doesn't have that many combos, but let's go over them. His main one is just left click, right click. Because his right click isn't animation cancel, which means, this is his normal left click. And you can throw in a right click anytime there, right? You can just do it real quick. So, this main one, you're gonna have a squid out or two squids out. Oh, left click, right click, and just keep hitting. That's his main. That's his main offense. Usually, when you're staying in the back line, just shooting the tanks or shooting lever, that's what he's gonna be mostly doing. If you have the team up, you can just throw the team up in there at the end, right? That's also a good team up. Apply an anti-heal, make the supports harder for them to heal their team back up. You see, they also have that like little delay after you use it, so don't throw it in the combo. Always throw it at the end of the combo. And yeah, let's go over his melee combos. So his melee is also an animation cancel. So if you're up close, you can do that, right? That's gonna be a little bit faster. And if you have the right click, you can throw it in there too. Oh, that's gonna be good damage. But usually how it goes is you place your squid down, boom, 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 and just left click melee. And go for the touch shots too if you can, because obviously that's gonna be more damage, and you get the berserk state on your squid. So yeah, those are his main combos. You can also throw in the team up in there with the melee if you want. That's gonna be doing a ton of damage. You can't really see it because it's on group, but if we switch to someone like Luna Snow, right? If I have a squid down, I just go. Look at that. That just left click, right click. I didn't even do the melee combo or anything. But for supports, you're most likely not doing the melee combo unless you're get up right next to them. But if we do, you can see that it just annihilates them. That was without the team up, right? So if they're getting healed. Okay, I didn't have to use team up, but yeah. He has very strong burst potential as long as that's long-lasting squid damage. So because of that burst, he's also good for diving. But first talk about his anti-dive. If there's a Spider-Man here, place your turrets in the back. The more back you place them, the less the enemy team will shoot them, and the more they can focus on Spider-Man diving your backline. But usually I like to put them in a good middle spot, where they can both shoot the Spider-Man and shoot the enemy team. But place them a little bit farther back, just so the enemy team isn't just destroying your squids as soon as you place them out. Since Spider-Man can't really destroy your squids, he doesn't really have the ability to. All melee characters can't really destroy your squids either, so use Namor to counter those melee characters who really struggle to deal with your squids. And on the other hand, he can also flank, or not flank, but can go after the supports by taking off angles. So let's see, you can use your left shift, get up high ground, take an off angle. You can place your squids down, left click, right click, dead, just like that, right? Instantly dead. If I don't keep up in there, but here I don't need to. But even if I didn't have squids, that left click, right click is gonna kill them anyways, even like without any squid help. So yeah, as Namor, I encourage you to take those off angles and go after the back line. Because just farming damage on tanks isn't really doing that much. With the anti-heal is doing a little bit more, but you need to be getting picks. So I recommend you dive, or not dive, but take off angles on their supports. And that's if they don't have dive themselves. If they are diving your team, then you probably would want to protect your supports first. But if your supports are fine, you should go after their backline rather than shooting at the tanks. And yeah, let's go here. Let's showcase some of what he can do. So for example, if you're fighting a melee character like Black Panther, what we should be doing here, we come when they come, you place your squids up high, you see them dive, you just get up before they can hit you, and then you just rain down below. Because since they're melee, they won't be able to attack you when you're up high, and your squids can get free damage while you're invulnerable, which means they can either to wait for your bubble to go down while they just get shot by squids, or they can run away, which means you're safe and your supports are safe since it caused the Black Panther to run away. Flying units are going to be a little bit harder to hit, such as Iron Man, just because flying units are in generally hard to hit. But your projectile speed also it makes it even harder. So try to get your squids to take them down, but you will still have to kill them with your normal trident. But you might just have to lock in with your aim to get them away. Very good against Venom and other dive melee tanks since they can't really destroy squids. And even if they are diving, they usually don't want to be shooting at squids while they're in the enemy backline, since you don't have a lot of time to be in the enemy backline before you die or have to leave. So that's why Namor is the ultimate anti-dive hero. Pick Namor when your backline is getting destroyed by dive, but he can also be used as an off-angle DPS to take down their backline too, with his amazing burst damage and his squids just have that chip damage that will have your damage numbers at the end of the game being super high without you even realizing it. And yeah, that's a general guide to playing Namor. Thank you for watching.